Your karma, if you look around, it's surrounding you. Your choices of the past are informing you every day. They're all around you. Now, because of the energetic, let's say, you can almost picture it like a rope, a chain, if you will, that just keeps connecting itself. When you make the same choices day to day, you're flowing your life force into that direction. You're forming neural pathways, and then all on the road to become automated in the subconscious, right? So this is why it feels so difficult to break those karmic chains, whether it's themes that you're seeing in relationships, whether it's like my bank account keeps reflecting a number that I'm not happy with, and I'm in this state of lack, right? The choices that you are making, I would argue, which is why if you're watching this, I challenge you to really pay attention to even the most little mundane choices, because that choice right now in this world of infinite possibility that's just expanding and coming alive more than ever, your choices really matter. And one little seemingly unconscious choice can have a cascade that creates karma in a direction that you don't want to go anymore. And then you'll get into the cycle of judging yourself for that, shaming yourself for that. Oh, for the love of all that is holy and good, do not shame yourself. Shame keeps you locked in to that cycle with that karma. It keeps you bound to the thing more than anything else, shame and guilt. So if you have that, do whatever you can to clear it. Because really in just this moment, the question is, what would you like to create? Okay, here's this thing that I've been creating, and maybe it was unconscious for a while, and now I'm noticing myself do it. Why does it feel so hard to stop doing it? It's because of all the energetic resonance behind it, aka the karma. So one thing I want to point out is that most of us, even if you consider yourself a pretty conscious person, are making decisions from fear, not from the place of I am the creator of my experience. And this is what we're shifting into. You're making decisions unconsciously from fear, right? You're in the survival reptilian brain. So you're perceiving threats all around you. If I create this, my path, if I express myself, if I bring something from within and present it to the outer, I might get judged, I might get shamed, I might get hated on, I might get whatever it is. So when you have fear, very sneakily bleeding into your choices, and you're in that survival paradigm, right? The reptilian brain is kind of dominant. The amygdala is heightened, and there's no room to create, as Joe Dispenza says. You cannot access your creative mind, the higher mind, that higher frequency radio station, when you're in the survival brain, right? When everything around you seems like a threat. If your nervous system is not regulated to some degree, if you can't slow yourself down and take control of your breathing and breathe in nice and slow to let your body know that you're safe, you're going to be in this perpetual state, right? And you're like, oh, well, I need the answers. I need to figure this out. I got to fix it. But you don't realize you're just operating now from memory. And there's no solutions there. There's no creativity. It's just more of the shit that you've known, right? So how do we stop making choices from fear? This is where faith comes in, and people have their own definitions of faith. But to me, faith simply means I know who I am. I am one with all things. I am one with life, with the Creator. All of this around me is vibrating atoms that are reflecting my consciousness back to me. Great. I can either recognize myself and come into alignment with the Creator, or I can be in the fear place. I can be in the survival brain. I can let my reptilian side of things own me, right? This would also be related to the animal nature side of things, which is all down in the root chakra. Your energy can't get up to the heart. You're not feeling subtle, intuitive nudges. You're not operating on the frequency that is like a radio that's going to have the things that you're looking for. It's just not there. But we're looking for it, and then we can't find it, and it drives us crazy. And because we can't find it, we want to numb. We want to escape. We want to get away from that feeling. Your choices are always informing you of the past choices that you've made. Your circumstances are simply highlighting choices that you've made. And again, most of it from fear. Very little from I am the creator of my experience, which is the crux of following your path. Because when you are in that unique, authentic expression of you, and you're tuned into that higher mind radio station, you get the guidance that is unique to you. You're in a place to receive the things that are supposed to come through you, that you're meant to bring and contribute to the world. That level of presence is multidimensional. So if you're not dwelling there and hanging out there more than you are in the beta brain reptilian mode of survival, then you're going to start to see a lot of movement, which is why I advocate so much for meditation. And people just have such a resistance to that, right? But it's scientific, right? We got to get the electrical signals to flow up through the brainstem, through the amygdala, through the reptile brain, and up to the higher mind. We've got to still our brain waves to a point where the electrical signals go to the right side of the brain. Your imagination, your wonderful human creativity, that's where the divine can reach you. That's where your soul starts talking to you, not when it's doing this, which is what our culture perpetuates, right? Now, you hear meditation and people have this idea of like, oh, well, I have to sit down and om, or I have to do it a certain way. Like, tell me how to meditate. It's so much more simple, which is why our complex brains and our ego mind tries to make everything so complicated. It's like, I can't have simple. It's got to be 10 very complex steps that I've never heard before. It can't be this easy. And it's like, yeah, if you dedicated 30 minutes a day, let's just say even 20, to sit down in a chair and say, I'm just here to listen. I'm just here to know myself and who I am beyond that, those brain waves that so many are conditioned into normalizing. It's getting crazy out there, folks. Everyone is just running around, gotta do, to-do list, it's not working. This is why we have more mental issues than we've ever seen on the planet, right? And of course, consequently, there's more information coming in that our brain has to process than ever before. So it's like naturally, we are infants in this stage with this amount of technology available to us and this amount of information everywhere. We got to learn how to do this. And if you're not meditating, you're going to keep making choices from here. And then you're going to be like, why the F is nothing shifting for me? Why can't I tune into my intuition? Why am I not receiving the guidance that other people seem to be receiving? Do they have something that I don't? Oh, that's just their gift. They're able to do that. No. You got it too. And if you have a story that you don't and you're somehow different, then guess what? Reality is going to reflect that story back to you, and you're going to be in a prison. And you're never getting out. And life says, that's okay. Look what they're choosing. This is where their attention is every day. Cool. They get to have that experience. This is why I make this content. And I created this channel because I was somebody who was doing that. I was taking in all the information. I felt like I was intellectually superior. And I'm like, why is nothing actually happening? Why do things seem to be even worse? Why am I watching all of these people leapfrog ahead of me that are seemingly just starting? It's because they, at some level, understood this and they took responsibility for their choices and they decided, hey, I'm going to be conscious of myself. I'm going to pay attention to the choices that I'm making, and I'm going to get very clear on where fear is steering the boat, where I'm in survival, and the choices that I'm making, are they coming from the love or the fear? Because that is always going to be the experience that I have. Ask yourself, folks, with everything that you're doing, am I coming at it from a place of love or fear? Free shrug. This is the question that you've got to start at the base of everything. And if you don't know, well, what does love look like here? You ask the question, what would love do here? Right? When you're faced with a situation or things are going on inside of yourself, maybe you find yourself judging you or other people, what would love do here? Oh yes, love recognizes the oneness in all things. Oh, that person that just gave me the finger or cut me off in traffic, I've done that too. I've been there, friend. Compassion, because you've been that at some point. You've been the source of that for somebody. And now, if you can start recognizing the more that you are the source of the love, of the joy, of the freedom, of the authenticity, that gets reflected back to you. And you get to be of service to people because you are now the living example of that. You're showing other human beings, hey, this is what it looks like to choose from not this, but from love. And then you start to shift your karma in a new direction, and therefore you will have new experiences, right? To clear your karma simply means to make new choices. Now, I'll give you a very silly example, but it's very real for me. I had a period where I was going to bed every night, scrolling on my phone. And I knew that I was doing it, and I kept saying, I don't want to do this. I would say earlier in the day, okay, tonight I'm doing this. And then somehow or another, I'd find myself in bed scrolling through my phone again. And I'm like, here we are, right? Now, some shame of that and not following through to me was what kept the cycle going, but also because the momentum of the karma that had started to set in, like, oh, this is turning into a routine. I've been putting my energy here, and now it's starting to settle down in the subconscious of like, oh, this is what we do. So at the beginning, when you're reversing the momentum the other way from karma, it's going to be challenging, right? And so you just have to know that in your body, your body's gotten used to that biologically, right? Your brain, certain like dopamine things that are going on, it's gotten used to it. So now it's like getting off a drug. And you have to be super intentional. And you have to step into the I am the creator and I choose this, right? That momentum, that feeling in my body is simply an old choice that I allowed, and I am now choosing to go beyond that. Powerful decisions are part of this equation. You got to do it. You got to make powerful choices, and you got to feel it in your body, and you have to let that part of you know that you're the one steering the boat. And this is the transition period that I've talked about many times. We're all in it. The soul is starting to take the wheel from the ego mind, and it's starting to steer the car. It's starting to steer the boat, right? And that part that has felt like it's needed to control things for a while, it doesn't love that, because it's like, you're gonna die if I just hand this over to you. I can't just trust you. You left me here to do this in the first place. So why should I hand this over? And that's why there has to be a lot of love and grace and compassion for that part of you, because it's felt responsible for protecting you for a very long time, most of your life, since you were a child, right? So this is not force. If you try to force this, that part of you is going to grip tighter, and you're going to try to fight more, and then now you're going to have inner conflict, and so you're going to get inner conflict reflected back to you, and it's your creation, right? So this is a process of a lot of grace, a lot of compassion, and a lot of nurturing on the feminine side, and a lot of intuitive fatherly guidance, right? All of this is a multidimensional thing. You've got to be able to embody both. You've got to be nurturing in that part of yourself, and then also show it the truth. Show it where it needs to go. You start to guide it, and it'll start to trust you, and the grip will soften, and things get easier. This is the process that we are in. This is all a game of consciousness. My Father's house has many mansions. You are the house of consciousness. You have many mansions, many parts of you that have become protectors and want to keep you safe, and will, if things have kept you alive, well, that's a job well done. So they're gonna want to keep you where you've been. It's not a malicious thing. It's just actual protection. So to the degree that you can become aware of these things, you got to be writing them down. You got to stay with it. You got to dedicate yourself, right? This is why it's not easy, and this is why so many people want to resist it. And even sitting in a chair and doing meditation, because that part of them feels it. It's like, no, I don't want to be seen. That is not good for me. I don't want to lose control. So very powerful to recognize this, and then again start to reverse your karma and make the choices from love. What would love do today? What would joy do? What does my soul want from me? What would I like to explore today? What would I like to create? How would I like to feel? Right? Living intentionally is a massive part of following your path as the I Am creator. You've got to start to awaken and strengthen that creative muscle, that you've got to get your energy over to the right side and start to value your imagination, because that is the only place you're going to get the cool creative solutions that bring fun into your life, that express who you really actually are, that has the solutions to issues that you've been facing. Because a lot of us have unique problems, even though a lot of it's shared. We're experiencing it in a unique perspective, and so therefore we have a unique solution to that maybe hasn't been seen here before in the way that we would bring it forth. Every one of us has that. So let's start to rewrite the karma. Let's start to create what you might call beneficial karma, which again at first is heavy lifting. If you've had momentum going this way, to start to go this way, do it with grace. Do it with compassion, wisdom, I am capable, ease. And you're only going to get that if you slow the brain waves down. Okay? I love you all. Thank you for being here. This was my main message for today. What would love do? Okay? So go out there, give the world a smile, give it the best that your heart's got, and be the source for other people. That is following your path, and you will be given so much to be that light. We're not afraid of the dark here. We know that we're both. Let's start to balance it a little bit more. Let's honor our dark and then express more of our light instead of being in that survival brain protection place. As always, my wonderful friends, peace within is peace without. I will see you soon.